The media is utterly panicking today, realizing that with the fall of Liz Cheney, they're beginning to see the establishment crumble. We're going to see the legacy media doing everything they can to try to get loser Liz to run for president. We're going to see what's really behind those hopes, and make sure to stick with me at the very end of this video when I'll reveal data analysis that shows that a massive populist coalition is forming that promises to crush the establishment once and for all. You're not going to want to miss this, gang. Greetings, everyone. It's me, Dr. Steve, your patron professor, here to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. And gang, for those of you who are on the wait list for being the first to get access to our brand new movie, The Return of the American Patriot, The Rise of Pennsylvania, later today, I'm going to be sending you an email containing all the information about when and where to see my movie mid-September and how you can pre-purchase it before anyone else. Now, if you're not on the list, there's still some time. Sign up for the wait list right now by clicking on the link below or by visiting turleyproductions.com, and you'll be the first to secure an opportunity to watch the movie at a discounted price. And as a thank you for your support, my email will include a special virtual copy of my book, The New Nationalism, as a free gift just for you. So don't wait. Click on that link below and sign up right now to get an automated message directing you where to go. And I can't wait for you to see this amazing film that the liberals have tried to cancel. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. Liz Cheney, loser Liz, was on the Today Show the other day, and the host asked her what her future plans were now that she's been consigned, in the words of Trump, to political oblivion. And here's what she had to say.
The former president said last night, you're now headed to political oblivion. You said this fight is just beginning. You've even launched a political organization already. So let's just be straight about it. Are you considering running for president yourself?
Well, what I'm going to do, Savannah, is spend the next several months completing my work in Congress, obviously completing my work representing the people of Wyoming. We have a tremendous amount of work left to do on the January 6th committee.
Stop! Stop! I cannot take this ridiculous kabuki theater. Did you hear what she said? These people are the most tone-deaf, self-absorbed narcissists on the planet. Did you hear her? I'm going to spend the next several months completing my work representing the people of Wyoming by working on the January 6th committee. Working on the J6 committee is the exact opposite of representing the people of Wyoming. This is beyond absurd. This woman is an utter psychopath. And you'll note that the news anchor there, she didn't so much as hint at the utter hypocrisy of that statement. Yes, but Representative Cheney, you do realize that your involvement on the J6 committee is precisely why the voters in Wyoming humiliated you last night. What do you say to that? No, that anchor just sat there and pretended. She literally pretended that what Liz Cheney was saying there was actually intelligible. I'm going to continue to represent the people of Wyoming by doing precisely what they voted me out of office for doing. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. All right, sorry, continue.
And also, though, I'm going to be making sure that people all around this country understand the stakes of what we're facing, understand the extent to which we've now got one major political party, my party, which has really become a cult of personality. And we've got to get this party back to a place where we're embracing the values and the principles on which it was founded, and talking about, you know, fundamental issues of civics, fundamental issues of what does it mean to be a constitutional republic.
But Congresswoman, you didn't answer me yes or no.
It takes to keep Donald Trump. I will be doing whatever it takes to keep Donald Trump out of the Oval Office.
Well, I know you didn't say yes.
I'm nauseous. I'm literally nauseous. I am listening to this absurdity. I mean, the lunacy of this loser Liz. How precisely is insulting an entire political party as nothing more than a cult of personality? How is that civility? How is conducting a kangaroo court where the verdict's already been decided from the beginning representative of the values and principles upon which this nation was founded? And how precisely does weaponizing the law against your political opponents and then defending that weaponization reflect a constitutional republic. I'm serious. I know we're living in an age of fluid definitions, to put it mildly, but this takes such fluidity to a whole new level of audacity.
No, you didn't say yes or no, and that's fine if you're thinking about it, but are you thinking about it? Are you thinking about running for president?
That's a decision that I'm going to make in the coming months, Savannah. I'm not going to make any announcements here this morning, but it is something that I'm thinking about, and I'll make a decision in the coming months.
Yeah. It depends how much I'm going to be raking in. That's what it depends on. I'm in contractual negotiations at the moment, but you can be assured Liz is going to run. The show must go on, and that's what this is. It is a show. It is kabuki theater, what is more technically known as virtual politics, right? We talk about this a lot. Virtual politics is a deceptive perception of the political order pushed by the legacy media that fabricates the notion that our politics are perfectly moral, perfectly fair, perfectly democratic, and that we're always a nation that abides by the rule of law, all while in reality, everything in our political life, all of it, always operates in accordance with what benefits the permanent political class. That, in a nutshell, is virtual politics. Russian collusion is true information, while Hunter Biden's laptop is Russian disinformation. Burning down cities across the nation is a legitimate expression of democratic concerns, while a group of unarmed protesters storming the Capitol building is the single greatest threat to our republic since 9/11. Hillary Clinton's deleting classified and subpoenaed emails was a simple and understandable mistake, while President Trump's handling of supposed classified information is the single greatest national security threat we've ever faced. Welcome to the world of virtual politics. The lamestream media reads off a script that has carefully orchestrated talking points that frame our politics so as to deliberately deceive us into believing that the powers that be are working on our behalf, when in reality they're always working on behalf of the values, interests, and concerns of the permanent political class. And the show of virtual politics must go on. And it's becoming increasingly clear to more and more people that the Liz Cheney show is nothing more than a proxy war, the permanent political class versus the people. That's exactly what Jack Posobiec observed on the Tim Pool show the other day. The Stop Trump movement is nothing more than an ongoing proxy war, the establishment against the people. Trump is, as Posobiec put it, Trump is simply an avatar. He's the object of resentment that serves to deflect the sentiment of resentment away from the permanent political class for their increasingly incompetent rule. And so Trump has become the ruse by which the permanent political class can exercise the force and coercion and manipulation needed to maintain their power, given that they've increasingly lost the confidence of the vast majority of the electorate. This is why they can weaponize the law against their political enemies, all the while claiming that they are the defenders of democracy and the rule of law. If you haven't seen Tucker's brilliant observation on this hypocrisy, it's amazing. Here it is.
The thing about democracy is it's great, but sometimes it can whip around and bite you. Liz Cheney is America's foremost defender of democracy, but democracy spanked her hard last night. But it didn't decrease her arrogance. She compared herself to Abraham Lincoln. We're going to have a gloatathon. We're just going to say it out loud. We're going to have a gloatathon over the defeat of Liz Cheney, and we're going to enjoy the hell out of it. We hope you will too. We'll be right back.
Democracy spanked her hard last night. That was brilliant. Funny and brilliant. I love it. And by the way, now you can sleep better, right? Knowing that the legacy media and the permanent political class are indeed crumbling right before our very eyes. You'll especially sleep well if you've got Mike Lindell's MyPillow products with super discounts if you use my code Turley for all your purchases. Simply click on the link in the description below, as always, and enjoy. All right, so, the beauty, gang, is that more and more, this proxy war against the people, in almost judo-like fashion, is being used to effectively dismantle the permanent political class. They claim to be the paragons of democracy, only to get crushed in a democratic election. They claim to be the defenders of the rule of law, only to be excoriated by their own constituents for their blatantly obvious weaponization of the law. The people aren't stupid. The people are waking up. In fact, they're waking up like never before, and they are ready to take their nation back. Richard Barris, my absolute favorite pollster, poll analyst, was interviewed the other day by Benny Johnson. Listen to his assessment of where our nation is going based on his meta-analysis of the polling data.
Can you sort of peel the onion layer back on what is the new political plate, the new political tectonic plate that has shifted that Trump controls? What does it look like, and how powerful is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the future of the Republican Party. It's and it's the only one they ever had, Benny. That really is what people have to understand. We saw this in Arizona as well. These are younger people. They're working people. They have families. What they don't have is a voice in Washington, D.C. They're more diverse. They're more dynamic. They are demographically, and Wyoming's obviously a very white state. But when you look around some of these other fights, these Trump versus establishment or MAGA versus establishment fights, that MAGA is winning. I mean, they're winning it hands down. If you look at the coalitions, there was a poll the other day that just came out, which completely confirmed what I've been telling people. Kerry Lake is likely to carry the Hispanic vote in the state of Arizona. Wow. Does anybody understand what that means?
Wow.
I mean, they are not, it's no longer about South Florida anymore, or just even now South Texas, which took a little bit of time, right? It's about the Central Valley in California. It's about Nevada and Clark County, which Laxalt, he sees it and he's reaching out to. It's about Arizona and Pima County and Maricopa County. There is no future for the McCains, or the crybaby Meghan McCain. She has no future in politics. She is a privileged little brat. I mean, from a family that is a part of the failed ruling class. And the reason you see her lash out like this at people like she did last night is because they have no answer. It's starting to dawn on them now that this coalition is bigger, it's better, it's more dynamic, and it's no longer going to accept the failure that this ruling class has failed them.
There it is. I mean, that sums it up brilliantly. We are witnessing a massive coalition forming, a coalition that cuts across the grain of traditional partisan divides, all because those divides, those groups, are becoming increasingly united against a common enemy. And that enemy is the permanent political class in Washington, D.C., that more and more people are realizing rules according to their own values, interests, and concerns that are increasingly alienated and indeed hostile towards the values, interests, and concerns of the people. This is promising to be a massive coalition, a coalition the size of which is perhaps beyond anything we could have ever imagined at this point. And it's poised to take our nation back and truly restore the values and principles upon which our nation was founded. Gang, as always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button, and definitely check out my latest video I just uploaded on the funniest memes celebrating the colossal loss of loser Liz Cheney. Yes, we gloat, and we shamelessly do so. You're going to love it. So make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.